All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I want to give honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Chakarash. We say Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahushai, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahushai, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahushai, Bahashem Chakarash. And we give double honor to our apostles and our elders, which apostle elders, a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. 2025 is coming to an end. We close, all right. Lord willing, everything culminates itself in the year to come, all right. We'll see what 2026 beholds, but we believe that they're going to intensify and push this system and this beast system on a high level. Okay, so let's jump into this. The title of this lesson is Mark Kelly is spilling the tea on Nero. Okay. Mark Kelly is spilling the tea on Nero. All right. This is, if you don't know the situation that's going on with Mark Kelly, it's gone pretty viral. All right. Me and a brother was watching it on the way back home. I clicked on it out of nowhere, and then lo and behold, this guy was going in. I'm gonna play this. This doesn't have that many views on it, on this channel particularly, but the other channels, it's close to 1 million, if not over 1 million. All right, he's gonna break down the situation, but like the apostle has said before, that the walls are closing in on this man. All right, because we know him as coming back as Nero 47. Okay, and we know because the Spirit has bear witness and has given us, starting with the apostles and going down to the elders and the fellow apostles and brothers that have believed that. That's why Yahushua said, it says, if you can receive it, okay, this is Elijah that was forth to come. So sometimes you got to, put it out there like that. If you can receive it, if you can believe it, if you can see it, then you can see it. All right. Same thing when Yahushua asked Peter and said, who do you think that I am? And Peter said that you were the Messiah. All right. It says, my Father, which is in heaven, has revealed this unto you. So we're in the time of, hey, this video's heavy, bro. It's because if those that have been the supposed followers of this guy, and seeing the corruption, something's going on. Something what's the great saying? There's something rotten in Denmark. Okay. Something's going on to where this guy doesn't want the information being dived into, looked into. We'll see, because now you got different hounds on it, and I'm going to go into this guy. This guy's name is Mark Kelly. He's the husband of the woman that was shot in the head, okay, a few years ago. A few brothers, I paid it. I shared a news story. I'm not particularly on her name, but the main thing is that he's not backing down when it comes to what's going on, and he's spilling the tea. All right. Let's get that first, and then I will jump right into it. The definition, okay? The definition of spilling the tea, okay? Spilling the tea means to share gossip, secrets, or juicy information, okay? The phrase is similar to spilling the beans, dry snitching fully, whatever it is, but this was actually a smart move, because if they were going to knock him off, okay, they now will have a lot of eyes, if not a lot of American eyes on him. So if he kept it to himself and just kept low key under the radar, it would be an easy thing to knock him off. But now he's put himself in the forefront of this thing that's out, and you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it. So I just wanted to set the tone on what the word spilling the tea means, and watch this, because he's spilling Lipton, he's spilling Brisk, he's spilling all that. The teas. Me and I call him the canary. He's singing, boy. He's singing. So this is fair use. This is for educational purposes only. This is only for to show the video, not for any kind of financial gain. But this is fair use. So listen close. Listen.
President Trump is.
He says a lot, and I've watched the whole interview. I suggest that you watch the whole interview. He answers questions and goes through. But the guy name is Mark Kelly. Watch this.
President Trump is trying to silence me, threatening to kill me for saying what is true. And he sent his Secretary of Defense after me. And it's not going to work. Here's how we got here. A week and a half ago, Senator Slotkin and I, along with others who also served in the military and the intelligence communities, we released a video with a simple message to service members that they must refuse illegal orders. Nothing was controversial about that. Everyone must follow the law. No one may break the law. This is pretty basic stuff. Seeing that video, here's how any other president would have responded. They would have said 2 words, of course. We've become so accustomed to Donald Trump's behavior that it is worth emphasizing. The President of the United States said that 2 U.S. senators and 4 members of the House of Representatives should be arrested, hanged, executed for something we said, for something that is true. My family knows the cost of political violence. My wife Gabby was shot in the head and nearly died while speaking with her constituents. The president should understand this too. He has been the target of political violence himself. The Speaker of the Minnesota House of Representatives, Melissa Hortman, and her husband were murdered in their home this year. The governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, had his house firebombed this year. Then Charlie Kirk was assassinated at Utah Valley University, a place I visited just a few weeks ago with Republican Senator John Curtis. Faced with a wave like this, every other president we have ever had in the history of this nation would have tried to heal the country. But we all know Donald Trump. He uses every single opportunity to divide us. The president's words carry tremendous weight. People listen to him. And that's exactly why he does what he does. He makes these threats to silence people. And if that doesn't work, he abuses his power to intimidate people. And with the consent of Republicans.
You hear what he's saying? So, in the situation, you heard that he let out information concerning about following the laws. So this is somebody that you would think was on the side of, not saying too much out of pocket, So even coming to what we push and what we say and what our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding has given us through the Spirit and power, Yabashim Shai, has been given to us. That's why you can understand, going back to the time of Nero, expelling out the Israelites, okay, the Christians, and what they were saying and what they were doing in the time, because Rome was a powerhouse, just like now, Rome's a powerhouse. And you talk about the leader, you talk about the whole powerhouse, all right? Same going back to John the Baptist, that's what cost John his life. Talking about those that were in power at the time. So the rest of the interview goes into him pretty much saying, look, you're not going to silence me. You're not going to make me stop. Because this is going into the investigation also, too. All right? So this guy is really, he's hit a sore spot when it comes to that. But he's saying, and I'll go to the comments. The comments are telling, okay? Not on this video, but another video, the main one, that's got almost 1 million hits. I think we had like 12,000 comments. Probably got more now. But those comments were all saying that this guy was doing, stand up and all that kind of things. But the tongue is falling upon themselves. And that's why the title of this video is that Mark Kelly he is singing. He is spilling the tea. He is snitching. Because this actually is a smart move, because He's a supposed NASA guy. He's an insider, outsider, whatever he is. But the main point is that the Lord is putting a skirmish, because how can we compare this to something? Going back to Jeroboam and Rehoboam, the Lord fractured the kingdom and separated it with two leaders, political leaders. Watch this one. Hold on.
I'm not really a cupcake, but I am super baked, thanks to Mood Cannabis.
Mood is third-party tested.
Most-
But we're not going to play all of the video. You can go look it up. There's plenty of videos. If you look here, you can go and see 250,000, 100,000, 3,000, 32,000, 163,000. So it's pretty much going. But this is the video I watched all of it, and that's 636,000 views on it. I add them all together, it's well over a million views on all these platforms. So it's a viral moment, but this probably saved his life in the grand scheme of things, because a lot of people are paying attention, and he's telling them, like, look, this guy's trying to take me, do something to me. But the main point is we're saying is that this kingdom is being dismantled piece by piece by Yabashim Al-Shai. And what's taking place now is that those that have inside information, those that are juiced in, those that have maybe got offended by it, they're all turning against each other in one way or another. And, it could even be theater of war. But the main thing, when Mark Kelly, if you look at the guy's name, I looked it up. So the name Mark, it says the name Mark primarily means warlike or dedicated to Mars, derived from the Roman god of war. See? So you see that his omen, his name prediction, it speaks of war and going against and battling. He's had a long stint in the army. Okay, so he's not a stranger to aggression. But the main point is I looked up at his father and did all those things. I suggest you do the same. It's a good read, man. And it says, derived from the Roman god of war, and it is a Latin name, a shortened form of Mercus, a gain religion significance through St. Mark, the evangelist, the authority of the second gospel. Other Other less common meanings include a hammer. Damn! So the man's name is Hammer. Okay? The word Mark also means hammer. From Latin, or polite shining from the biblical context. But the main word we're saying is that this is a warlike man. And how do I prove it even more? The man's last name. It says Kelly. The name Kelly is of Irish origin. Okay, so we don't know if he a Jake or not, but regardless, if we look at it as a Jake on Jake contact, which is even beautiful. But it says that the last name Kelly is the origins of Slovakia. Irish, let me see here. Irish origins. What is that? Get it from surname O'Saliel. Man, I can't pronounce that. Slovakia, forgive me. Sakalinia. The most common names, war or birthright. It can also mean one who frequents churches or descendants of Chilean. Historical surname, it later became a proper gender-neutral name. So that's the main point when it comes to that. I just wanted to bring that out. So to show you that the tongues are falling upon themselves. Esau's whole system is being ransacked, and the information coming out that somebody don't want out. We'll put it that way. This is Psalm 64 verse 8, NLT, and it says, "Their own tongue will ruin them, and all who see them will shake their head to scorn." So you see it now taking place with what? It says their own tongues will ruin them. That means those that are talking against them, insiders coming out, and all this information, all right, giving it to Jake, giving it to the world, giving it to the internet, going back to Aaron Russo. And I believe that they knocked the Rockefeller out. They knocked him out because he was speaking against it. That's why you take that oath. All right. And it says, read it again, he will turn their own tongues against them and bring them to ruin. All who see them will shake their head in scorn. So you ain't gonna be able to get no. You're not. You're gonna be pretty much put out, man. See, and then read it again. So they will make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So they're gonna put themselves. Those that are in the right spirit are gonna separate themselves from this place. All right, they're gonna push themselves out of this place. They're move, and then Esau himself is moving Jake out. Those that are not set for destruction, those that came here, it might have been the Lord needed to destroy the daughter or destroy the son, and the parents went back home. You see, so all these things are strategic moves that are being made, man. Even the exodus that's coming out of here. Let's see here. We got one more precept. Yep. I got it. Hold on. Yeah. All right, but Habakkuk 2 and verse 16. King James Version. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also. Drink what? The Babylon juice. Okay? Drink thou also at filled. Salakia. King James Version says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink you also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The Lord right hand shall be turned into thee, and shameful spewing shall be unto thy glory. So the once glory that Esau has, we're gonna boast ourselves in it, man. Yahbashim is gonna give us that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and the power to boast ourselves in the riches of the wicked, man. All right, that time is coming, man. Slowly but surely, man, but it's coming. All right, that's all the precepts I had. I just wanted to give that quick lesson showing you that Mark Kelly is talking greasy out here. You can watch the whole interview. He goes on different topics, speaking about what's the situation going on. So, Lord, one's that a final lesson with that, I say, call hello, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rachak. Until the next time, I say shalom, and more, and I never keep faith. Shalom.